Team Ronald Mays entered the ring close to 15 deep. Ricky Bowling made his grand entrance moments later. He was a big, brown-skinned, huge man at 6'4", 240 pounds. His fighting style was all about power punching and constant pressure. He could end a fight with either hand. At 5'11", 210 pounds, what Ronald lacked in size, he made up for in heart and skill. The announcer began. In the blue and white trunks at 28-0 with 24 knockouts, we have the WBA and IBF heavyweight champion of the world. The announcer then dragged his deep voice and continued. Ricky Dynamite Bowling. The crowd went off. And from the nation's capital, in the black trunks at 34-1 with 27 knockouts, we have Ronald Razor Mays. The crowd went off again. The rules were given again and the fighters headed to their corners. Remember the game plan, Roland said to Ronald. No matter what happens, your defense and speed will get you to the promised land. The bell rang and Ronald took a deep breath as he headed for center ring with his guards up. The cheering crowd had him in a zone. A surge of energy flowed through Ronald's body. Bowling swung a murderous left hook off the top, followed by a shotgun blast and a right. Ronald stepped out of the way with ease and fired back-to-back stinging jabs as he circled the big fighter. The first real exchange of championship blows came next. Bowling worked his long jab and then caught Ronald with a loud over right hand. Ronald felt the punch throughout his whole body, but answered it with a body head attack that came in a flash of red gloves. Ronald grabbed Bowling, showing a lot of strength, and slung him behind him. Bowling became enraged and spent around with a strong left and right hook. Ronald slipped them both and peppered the champ with a three-piece to the head. Another heavy exchange of blows ensued with a loud and powerful force, followed by a roar of the crowd. Suffering from a crushing uppercut, Ronald found himself against the ropes, taking a number of blows to the gloves and arms. Although he was well protected, Ronald felt the champ's power. The bell rang and the round ended. In his corner, Ronald listened to more instructions from Roland, who wanted more boxing out of Ronald and less brawling. Ronald came out for round 2 and got down to business. He gave the champ different looks and continued to blast him with his long jab, frustrating him. Fight, the champ grunted. Fight like a man. Stop running. Ronald answered the request with more jabs, followed by a powerful left hook every time the champ rushed him. Ronald clearly outboxed the champ for the rest of the round. For the next 5 rounds, Ronald stuck to his game plan, but the champ changed his and began rushing and trying to strong-arm Ronald. He pushed Ronald around, hit him with low blows and elbows, all out of the sight of the ref. Ronald came out smoking around 8. Halfway through the round, the two fighters were tearing into each other like fighting lions until Ronald slipped a Mike Tyson-like uppercut into the mix. The champ took a long fall and hit the canvas with a hard bounce. A loud gasp came from the crowd. 4, 5, 6. The ref stood over the champ, flagging his hands in his face as he counted. Ronald and his team watched with their hopes up. Ronald could almost taste the title. 7, 8, the ref continued, but the champ was climbing off the canvas. Fight, the ref said, getting out of the way. Ronald went straight to work, throwing another chopping combination that staggered the champ. The champ grabbed Ronald and held him until the round was over. In round 9, the champ had his legs back under him and was landing hard blows. Ronald changed the tone of the fight after throwing a deadly flurry of punches to the champ's head and then backing out of danger with a popping jab.